here we go. Starting the night off fresh. Hey, this is Dean Becker of Modern Day Thrive, and hey, we didn't get the TV on. Oh my goodness! So the set's ruined. The whole show, the whole show is ruined. So anyway, this is Dean Baker, Modern Day Thrive. Your host. My tech co-host George to my left, the guy who didn't turn the TV on behind him.
We started doing all this stuff, and then it gets focused on what's in front of our screen.
Yeah,
wherever you're sharing, and I forgot myself. So
yeah, you definitely forgot yourself. So we apologize to you viewers out there that are watching that don't get to see an image scrolling on the television behind us. So that is something we are intending on correcting before the next time. Yeah. What's going on here, folks? Okay, I am gonna have to undo that and whatever that is. Somebody here?
Carlos.
Is Carlos here?
I'm gonna say it must be because he has keys. You locked the door, didn't you?
I think I locked the door.
All right. Well, hey.
All right. So we have prowlers entering the building. So how you been, George?
I have been fabulous.
Oh yeah, why?
I've been very busy. Very busy, so I'm doing all the fun stuff with Bitcoin, and that's kind of like one of my kind of like my passion right now. I've been very busy with building my Bitcoin stores, looking at a couple new products. Don't scare me like that.
I'm thinking
we're all a little worried because we were just hearing some keys drop.
We were hearing keys
literally
jiggling a door handle like someone's coming in.
I heard keys hit the desk.
I figured, yeah.
So a little scary right now.
Never mind. I know what that was.
Never mind.
All right.
Yeah,
so.
All right.
Okay, let's
Dean's
come
fault.
back. Let's read. Well, at least we have sound. Do we have sound? Did we do a program?
We have sound. We have sound.
So okay. So
we're starting off on the positive.
Starting off on the positive for our viewing and listening audience, we thought somebody was coming in, but it was actually my video screen trying to jump in, and I think I can get that to work. But anyways, it's just a thing. Where are you going? No, okay. Oh, he's gonna get the TV. He's gonna turn the TV on, or I'm gonna give. He knows I'm gonna give him crap for it for the next hour. So lots been going on.
Okay.
Out in the world, people are pissed. People are upset.
Oh,
people just want. Okay, now we're gonna be doing this.
You go ahead.
Okay. Good. People, I know people just want to be heard.
Oh yes,
but they're just flailing right now. They're, it's like, well, I don't want to be home, but I want to do this. My employer closed down, so I don't have a job. There's problems. Everyone's got problems, and we've all kind of stick together. Do the hard thing. Do the thing that needs to be done. Go get the jobs. Go get or just learn to live without. And
that's kind of your choice, right?
You can learn to live without. I'm fortunate enough that I can learn to live without.
Mm-hmm.
I could pare down. I can. What did we do last year? We started with cutting corners, cutting expenses,
mm-hmm.
cut the cable, pare down the phone bill, maybe cancel the premium channels for a few months till you figure it out. We weren't all born with all these things.
Yeah.
No, we acquired them. And when we all have nice jobs, we all get nicer things, and we live here, and our income lives right about there too.
Yeah.
We spend everything we make
mm-hmm.
on,
crap.
Enjoyment. Well, okay, but do you want to live your life? You want to sweat and pile money in a bank account? I know you're doing that now.
Yeah.
But do you want to sit, sweat, and bear down and have a horrible 30, 40 years, doing work people you have to pay them to do. They just wouldn't. Do you want to do all that to some end game.
No, and the
Did
only
you-
reason I'm doing that now is because I wasn't smart back then to plan for now.
Right.
And if I had done that,
Well, you didn't have
Different
the
story.
tools. You didn't have the tools
Correct.
back then.
Or the
that
knowledge.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You didn't have the knowledge back then that you know now. And had you applied some of that newfound knowledge you've got now, if you'd applied it in your 20s,
yeah,
you
Oh, yeah.
probably wouldn't even be working right now.
I
You'd be
probably wouldn't actually. I'm
you'd-
pretty sure I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But
So-
also technology. The technology back when I was 20 was
Yeah.
nowhere near what it's like now. Now it would have just been a different game, but it would have still been doable. But today the technology is crazy. Oh, sorry. You look better than I do.
Yeah, really. So, technology has changed. I wrote something on a Facebook post today about,
Uh-oh.
if you would, someone mentioned that they didn't like the word pivot.
Oh,
it
yeah,
pisses
yeah.
them off that they have to pivot after 30 years in a business. I'm like, well, let's go back 20 years
Yeah.
and think of the time when people had pagers
Mm-hmm.
before they had cell phones. They had
Sure.
beepers.
Sure.
And would you want to have been working in that company for the previous 10, 15 years?
Yeah.
And then went, oh,
And today you barely see pagers. They're still there, but
yeah, doctors, I think,
Very,
nurses, doctors,
yeah.
maybe they have a service. Maybe it's
Sure.
a medical product now.
well, that and drug dealers.
Who right. So, but still, if you had worked 15, 20 years in that company,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, the cell phone companies took over and said everyone threw their pagers away, and you had to pivot.
Yeah.
So this is nothing new.
No.
This is not a new.
It's not a bad term either, though.
This is not pivot's not. I embrace it.
Yeah.
I've had to pivot. I've had to, being a small businessman in Florida, I've had to pivot more times than I can count.
Well, this show
In
alone, we've
Florida.
had to pivot several times.
Well, the shows, yeah, but as far as we've all had to pivot during. A lot of us had to pivot after 9/11.
Mhm.
Every few years, we get a hurricane that makes us pivot or hunker down or whatever you want to do, and we all have to kind of brace for impact, which means pivot. It means go to the store, board up the windows, buy some extra food, do what must be done. And if it's really bad, then you better plan for a month of bad,
Turmoil.
which we did. We have, and it hasn't been that long since.
Yeah.
2004 is not that long.
You're often wondering how many years we got before we're going to get another round of back to back like we did a couple
seems
years
like
ago.
every 5 years.
Yeah.
We're put through something. 2004, then 2009 when the bubble burst.
Yeah.
And then, it's been one thing after another. And it just seems like, oh, here we are again. And it's been a few years since the last hurricane that knocked us out for a week or so. And we're just constantly, what do? As Americans, we pick ourselves up, we dust ourselves off. And now all of a sudden we have a pandemic.
Yeah.
Late 2019, 2020, and now 2021. This has been a long pandemic. And
It has. And actually, we still don't know
Yeah.
when we're really going to be beyond it. I mean, we're starting to do a lot more,
Yeah.
especially here in Florida.
Yeah.
But definitely doing a lot more than we have been in the past.
If you decide to, I lost my train of thought, but anyways, I guess my goal was to say that if you like the show, the people watching, we're going to throw up the banner to remind you to like, follow, and share this webcast. I forgot to say it when we started, but I am saying it now. This is kind of what we do here, and I'm going to put the first advertisement for the night. If you continue liking this show, and you are a fan of actual podcasts, which means listening in your car, we now have the first 20 shows.
21, I believe.
21
I just got 21 up there
on Anchor.fm, which also, if you look up Modern Day Thrive on Spotify
Mhm.
or Google Podcasts,
Correct.
or
I think
Apple Podcasts as
Yeah.
well. And then there's some other ones that
Sure.
I've never heard of. Doesn't mean they don't exist and people don't use them, but those are the three big ones on top of Anchor.fm.
So far, we're getting some good plays. I mean, it's
yeah. Actually,
bad.
it's for those of you interested as a side hustle. This Anchor.fm has actually started producing for us.
Yes.
Which is great because it's not like YouTube and some of the others where you have to hit a certain
Take
plateau.
years to monetize.
You have to hit a certain plateau. You have to have so many thousands of minutes and hours of viewers every day, week, month.
Yeah.
Before they even cut loose some funds. And this on Anchor.fm, they'll pay you a penny.
It's almost immediate.
They will, and they pay like 4 times the rate of YouTube at literally zero, which means you can have one listener and they probably have factored in exactly how much money they owe you. So
especially
we've actually
if they listed
just in the last week, we've actually made some headway here.
Yes.
It might, it might be pennies, might be nickels, but dimes, but
could be $1.
The growth factor. So if you're a fan of listening, you can always catch us on Anchor, and I will try and repeat this a few times tonight, except for the people that are winding up listening to us on Anchor on this show in the coming weeks. Then they'll be like, I'm already here. I'm already listening.
Why don't we go ahead and pop it in the chat? That way it'll be in there for the whole show.
Absolutely. So anyway, I thought that was an interesting new turn this past week was finding a way to monetize our podcast by just going and the great thing about Anchor, it was free.
It was free and it was easy to do.
Free sign up and then they help you with not just monetizing but listing it on blog sites and whatnot. So
even WordPress.
Yeah, even WordPress. So
the nice thing is you're already creating your video, so it's really just a matter of re-uploading it, and it strips off the video, takes the audio, and it
got some
very
pretty good editing features, and it was just a little bit of a learning curve, but once we got through it, it was
as long as you see the button, you're good.
Yeah. So that on top of course, you can always visit the Etsy shop here at Post Effects Digital. And we have those awesome coffee mugs, and they're not here at the moment, but I might go grab one next time I'm off camera. So, but yeah, you can go to Etsy and order a coffee mug. And of course, we don't make much, but it's through another service, but it might put a few dollars in our pocket. But
supports the show.
Not a crazy expensive mug. And of course, on top of that, we still have, I believe we can still order the t-shirts. I
believe so, yes.
So let's get the Etsy thing off of there. We don't need to mix our, this is on Bonfire.
I can't remember. One of them had a time frame. I don't remember which one it was.
No, these did have time frames for ads, but I believe the ads are still active. So, so I'm, and I apologize if somebody kind of goes to that trouble and finds it and doesn't quite, see what
let us know.
So anyways, those are the things, and every little bit helps. So other than that, jobs. Every day I go drive by a bunch of businesses and I see job help wanted posters. I see signs. People are looking for jobs.
You know what you don't see?
What's that?
People applying for them.
Yeah, right. And you actually you walked into
so today I I went to go get lunch and I was like, you know what, I'm in the mood for Wendy's. I wanted something simple, something quick. I like bike, so I got to have them package it a certain way. So I like to go inside. Doors were closed.
Yeah.
And there was a sign on the door and it basically said, due to the circumstances, we are short staffed.
Right.
So I guess they weren't entertaining the inside, just running people through drive-through. And I was like, interesting. I thought they were closed at first.
Right.
But they weren't. And I saw a post on Facebook from someone of my friends that's kind of said something similar. They were like, that their doctor basically called and said, well, we can't have you come in today because we're short staffed.
That's
so it's like, wow, it's even hitting doctors' offices. I've never seen this Wendy's closed. So I don't know why it would be getting worse. It should be getting better at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand it.
I don't get it.
Because I mean, yeah, typically, fast food, they hire the younger
Sure.
people,
Yeah, sure.
and I'm really, I mean, we still have a lot of young people,
Yes.
college students,
Mm-hmm.
people looking to,
Sure.
and I'm going,
There's a
what
link
is,
missing.
where's the miss here?
Yeah,
What am
I
I
don't.
missing? Is there something, last time I tried earlier in my career when I had
Mm-hmm.
a dip, I tried to go get a job at a fast food, and they looked
Sure.
at me cross-eyed like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to hire you. You're over
Looking at your resume and
you're
going, yeah,
overqualified.
no.
You almost don't want to give them you give them a resume, handwritten resume that
Yeah.
said, I dug ditches for a
Yeah.
few years, or something
I've
like
been
that.
living with my
And then maybe they
parents.
take you, but I
Yeah.
would have had to lie to get that job, but I didn't get it
Yeah.
because, they, I don't know, they looked at me cross-eyed. Now
Now you may be able to do that.
and the minimum wage is up, you know. I see people are, there's a lot of people talking that, like, look, if they're looking for workers,
Mm-hmm.
you can go in and if you need a certain wage, it can't hurt to actually,
You may be able to ask for it.
counter offer.
Sure.
If they're going in and say, yeah, we only pay like $8 an hour, I said, no, I need 12.
Yeah.
You might as well.
Sure.
What's it going to hurt?
I mean,
As opposed to not doing it.
they're talking about raising it to 15. So, I mean, if you ask for 12, they'd be like, hey, that's a
I
sale.
don't know. I don't know what the thing is, but I've been thinking about this minimum wage thing, and you're right. The wages have not, progressed.
No, not really.
But the goal is you find those type of jobs that have a minimum wage. You want to progress. You want to,
Yeah.
like, say, all right, I'll work this job for
Mm-hmm.
a year, 6 months, whatever,
Yeah.
and then I'll move up.
Yeah.
I'll move somewhere. I'll do something. I'll move up in the business. You go get a job in a fast food, and if you work hard and work the minimum wage, then they might make you an assistant, a night manager, an assistant manager, maybe even a manager. And before you know it, you're making 30, 40, 50 grand a year.
So I probably have told you this before, but that's what my daughter did.
Yeah.
She started out at the register at Taco Bell. She's a GM now.
Well, she's probably making
she's less than
$7 an hour.
Less than 25. And she's
Yeah.
a GM
Yeah.
at Taco Bell.
Yeah. And I mean, you kind of have to do it. You gotta work your way up. My first job I worked right out of college, went to work for a TV station. And of course, minimum wage back then was probably $4 an hour.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't done it.
And I might have been college graduate. I might have made like $5.50 an hour.
Yeah.
When I first went to work there.
Sure. I got lucky.
And of course, then I moved up.
Yeah.
I moved up, and before you know it, we're also talking 30 years ago. So
Yeah.
But
I had a relative that had a business, so I got lucky. And I was when I was 16, so I was like kind of like the work half day program,
right.
And I did a lot of the menial stuff, like painting stuff, because it was an awning company, so like painting the frames and stuff.
Right.
So of course nobody else wanted to do that because it was funny story. I tried to take a day off. I only wanted a day off. I'm 16, I don't want to work anyway. I mean, I actually did like working, but I ended up getting a raise. I'm like, I'm not asking you for a raise. I just want a day off.
Yeah.
So, but I worked for him for quite a few years.
So 16, was that your first job?
That was actually my first,
so
my actual job.
Anything before 16?
I can't really think of anything I was doing I didn't do paper routes or anything like that.
I was a paper boy. Let's see, that was probably seventh grade,
Mhm.
8th grade, something like
I
that.
have friends that
I
did
was a paper boy for a few years, and probably a couple of years until I got into high school. So a couple of years, I got into high school, and then of course all my friends are after school sports.
Oh yeah.
Which means if I, peer pressure,
Mhm.
you want friends in high school, you go do what they do. But hey, that paper route paid me $25 a week.
Back then it was probably
and then
gold.
Christmas time, you do the paper route at Christmas time, and it was, you get and I had 100 houses to deliver to, and Christmas time you get at least $1 or $2 at each house.
Nice. Hey, that
And
adds up.
you know, 7th grade, 12-year-old kid,
Yeah.
you know,
You were always at the candy store,
yeah, I
weren't you?
was I actually saved and I bought stuff. I bought
Okay.
big things, mini bikes, and
Oh, nice. Smart.
and I went for the big ticket items,
Yeah.
but you make $25 a week, and you won't spend $150. It's a long time to work to,
Did you actually have a savings account back then or no?
um
Through your parents?
no, probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not at all. I'm not sure where the money went. I
Probably would
think
have paid back then.
I'm not sure where the money went. Probably went right in the wallet, or
Yeah.
right in my room,
Little
under
piggy
the
bank.
mattress kind of thing. But yeah, that was my first job at 12, and then got into high school, and of course summers I took on summer jobs.
Mm-hmm.
One year I picked tobacco. Yes, I picked
What were you doing with the tobacco?
tobacco. No, I
Oh,
didn't pick
picked.
it. I picked it out of the ground.
Oh,
It
okay.
grows on tobacco leaves grow
Yeah.
on plants. I
Interesting.
actually worked for a company called Consolidated Cigar Company
Okay.
in Western Massachusetts, and I actually
I
for a
I
summer,
didn't think they did tobacco in the
uh,
U.S.
and that was I think I was making like $3 an hour.
Hey.
So 40-hour a week.
Yeah.
It's a gross job.
Yeah.
The only thing worse in tobacco in my part of town was my brother and sister both picked cucumbers for a year.
Ooh.
Now cucumbers, they had a tractor that goes down the field
Mm-hmm.
with these big outriggers,
Mm-hmm.
20 feet on each side on wheels, and you had to lay down on your stomach and grab the cucumbers and pull them, so you're laying down like you're flying across the field.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not so bad, but the cucumber plants had spikes in them.
Yes.
So if you're not
bites.
careful, you get bit. And worst thing about tobacco is the plants has flowers on top. So when you pick them, these flowers fall off in your hair and they're sticky, and you wind up walking away at the end of the day with just
Need a nice hot shower.
you're gross.
Yeah.
You're gross. And it's summertime, so you're hot, sweaty, and all that. So that was a year of tobacco picking. Then a couple of years building swimming pools in the summertime. I built swimming pools.
Cool.
And then, of course,
When you say built them, you're talking about digging the hole?
they had backhoes digging the holes, but it was hard work.
You're finishing.
You're still digging holes because there's
Yeah.
some things a backhoe
Yeah,
can't
you got to
do. So
fix the corners.
I technically dug ditches a lot of times. So, yeah.
Someone I want to redo my pool and get you to come over.
Yeah, all right.
Show me how it works.
So yeah, swimming pools, building swimming pools, and then grocery store. I had a bunch of jobs. I had a bunch of jobs. Going through.
I've ever done a grocery store.
Yeah, I worked dairy in the grocery store for a while. I was bag boy. Lost my first grocery store job. It was like my first official job.
Yeah.
And I think I got fired from that. But yeah, it was just what it was.
I did car mechanic for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
difficult
work there.
It's difficult because
to learn.
There's a lot. Yeah, that and a lot of warranty work.
Oh, you'd get a kick out of this. I had my first I thought one of the coolest jobs I ever had was I worked for a Honda motorcycle dealer.
I think you told me that, but yeah.
Honda and Kawasaki.
Mm-hmm. You were putting them together, right?
And this was 1986, and I was taking them out of the crate and putting on the handlebars and the fairings and electronics and all that stuff.
So you were a CBR man.
I was putting the bikes together. This was right when the Ninjas came out and the Interceptors. Remember Honda had the Interceptor.
Sure.
And so that was kind of thing. And when the 3-wheelers turned into 4-wheelers, right in around that time.
Okay.
I was still putting together 3-wheelers, ATVs, 3-wheelers,
nice,
right out of the crate. Yeah,
they don't have 3-wheelers anymore.
No.
Yeah,
I mean you can get them, you can find them. People they keep them in good shape, but no, they
were considered dangerous.
They considered them dangerous, but I used to put 3-wheelers together. The ones I hated was the big Honda Gullwing. The
Oh,
gold
I
wing.
bet. Those
Oh
things
my
are
God.
big.
I'd
All the
always have
pieces.
I'd always have a big bag of pieces at the end. Of course,
Hey, boss, do I need to do anything with these?
you take them out of the crate, you put the handlebars, maybe the front wheel on it, and then of course you have to test drive it. Make sure
Okay.
you're
Sure,
not going to
yeah.
kill somebody.
Make sure it's not going to fall off.
Yeah, wheel's not going to fall off. But that was it. You just we would it was kind of cool because I could I wasn't really a mechanic. I was just doing the basic stuff, and then I get to go test drive it. And this is 86, so they had one day someone the owner brought in a bunch of crates of motorcycles, and they were 19, I want to say 78.
Okay.
Like
Wow.
Honda CB900Fs.
Yeah.
A bunch of those came in.
Huh.
Really cool bike.
Vintage.
But they were already 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But they were brand new.
Wow.
Because they had dings in the gas
warehouse
tank.
somewhere.
There was a warehouse. They just kind of pulled them out, and
Wow.
So it's like, oh, this thing is like an 8-year-old bike, and
Yeah.
it's brand new in the box, and might have had
I bet they sold them, didn't they?
Oh, they sold them.
I bet they
resold them. But
those were popular. The CB series
the
was
CB900, the CB750s, but the CB900 was that long, straight, stretched bike,
Okay.
And then the CB750 was more of a
curvy.
More curvy, more touring. Not so, it was more of a touring bike versus the 900F was kind of just before that, the Ninjas and the Interceptors.
Okay.
And then they started shaving it down, and so that was kind of a cool job, and I didn't have to worry about. But man, I was always oily and
dinged and cut up, and you're like, where did I cut myself at?
Anything with bike chains, man. That's always horrible. But jobs,
stuff when you're here.
But it's a rite of passage. You go to high school, and if you want extra money to go do something, and usually your parents are going, if you want this stupid gadget, you got to pay for it.
Yeah, you're buying it.
you want that stupid gadget, you got to pay for it. And of course, we are littered with stupid gadgets these days. Phones, laptops, iPads.
We have so many stupid gadgets. A lot of times we don't even know which ones to be playing with.
Earbuds. Then I even consider some of those really expensive sneakers to be stupid gadgets, because if I can buy a good pair of sneakers for $70 and someone's paying $200, $300, $400, $500 for a pair of sneakers, then I'll just put that in the stupid gadget category. So the advertisers then in Hollywood programmed you to want to buy it because you saw someone you worship buying it, and that was horrible.
Jordan wears it.
Yes, pair of Jordans. But these phones, we got to have a new one every year. So you want to have a stupid gadget, guess what? Go work for it.
Yep.
Get a little job, and but you can't be a paper boy anymore.
No, because there's not enough of it around.
Well, even when there were newspapers, adults were becoming the newspaper carriers. Adults.
Oh no, in fact, I did that. I worked a temporary job once.
Yeah.
Over off of Hanging Moss.
Yeah.
And it was a big warehouse. And they brought in these semi trucks, and then they brought out the big roller vents, and they just shoved. And then we had a piece of paper that said, on this cart over here, we need X amount. And on this cart, we need X amount. On this cart, you need X amount. Boy, you want to talk about some work. You're like grabbing the bundles,
right,
and just huffing it. And this was like at 3:00 in the morning,
right?
So now you made extra money though, because when the guys came, if you helped them load them, a lot of times they would pay you extra money.
Wow.
So it wasn't a bad job, but it was 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how temp companies are doing. They got to be.
That's a good question.
They got to be
hurting.
They got to be hurting if you can't even if Wendy's can't even hire people.
Yeah.
What's a temp company? I
don't know.
Because if people are kind of
Conventions?
staying home just to kind of collect the unemployment, you go to a temp, and all of a sudden that goes away. And I'm like, I don't,
Yeah. Why would they do it?
I gotta
Right?
imagine temp companies would be like dropping like flies.
I would think so.
Of course, it might be likely that temp companies run kind of narrow and thin.
They probably can. Meaning,
Meaning temp companies could actually be run by the temps.
yeah.
So
Oh,
if if you're just an owner and go, well, I have to lay off all my temps
yeah.
and I can't hire any temps, so I guess I better go temp somewhere else. Or maybe the owner will go, I'm just going to use myself as the temp.
Or they could
So,
pivot and work from home
Dare
and
you
get
say
rid of.
that.
Well, because a lot of times they had the brick and mortar for people to come meet them.
Right.
There's a good
Not always the
possibility.
case anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the question is was there enough work for them to keep their temps?
Lots of
employed?
virtual jobs. There's so many jobs out there. It is like I said, it's a buyer's market right now. If you need to work, you go work.
Especially for virtual jobs.
And
They're
I
all
even
over the place.
I tell people, I was like, look, I tried it. You can go sell plasma and you can make money.
Yeah.
You can make close to a mortgage payment by selling plasma.
They're paying really good right now.
And if you need, and even that won't deflate that will not deflate your unemployment. They don't care.
Oh.
You can make that money and still go get unemployment. I don't
Yeah,
think
you're
that
right. Because that's not
one
really
thing has
technically a
nothing to
job.
do with the other. It's
Yeah.
not a job. You don't get a miscellaneous statement income you don't get income statements
Nope.
for selling plasma.
Nope.
So it's cash.
You get a nice card,
You
you put
get
in an ATM and you
cash.
pull it out.
Yeah, you
Weekly.
get cash. It's a cash job, so it's under the table. All you got to do is let them stick you in the arm, and if you're okay with that, then why not make? How much do you make about a month now? About
So right now, it's 120 a week if I go twice,
right.
and then like the 6th, 7th, and 8th, they usually have bonuses.
Yeah.
God, I went once and I got almost 200 and some in 1 week, and I'm
So,
going, what
at
heckin' bonus
least
did I just
then
get?
between $500 and $600 a
It's
month.
at least of $550. I'd have to count it over. I missed one this month because it was too busy.
If you had a really nice car, that would be your car payment.
Oh yeah,
Really nice car.
Sure.
Meaning, if you're paying a $500 a month car payment, you want to keep your car. Is your blood worth it? Is your plasma worth it?
Yes.
So
it is.
Yeah,
I would tell you because I do
keep
it
the
twice
car,
a week.
keep the bike. And your bike payment's probably nowhere near $500 a month. So
oh no,
you got your bike paid, you
120
got
maybe
your electric bill paid, maybe your internet paid.
Yeah.
You can pay a lot of things with just this one thing.
In my case,
and it doesn't affect your income.
Yep.
You can still claim your whatever, your unemployment, whatnot, does not affect it. I did it, and the only reason I stopped doing it is because they wrecked my arm, and then they said you can't come back for 6 months, and I'm like, okay, I'll just stay away.
Yeah, my wife's veins are too small. She used to do it,
yeah,
but she has a hard time with it. So she's like, I don't want to need
the
my
pulling
veins.
out or the putting back. Me was they had no trouble getting the blood out.
I think it's just
putting it
small
back
veins.
in was tough. Yeah. Maybe that's what I have too. I'm petite veined. I don't know, but
good money though.
Yeah. So there's ways. We've been talking about how to save, cut your spending, stop spending, hey, we've all had to do it. You want to not go out to eat anymore. Great. Don't go out to eat anymore, but go get a job, go get any job, start over if you have to. Cause if anything, you get in early. And I say this every week,
sure.
Get in line early.
Yeah.
Get the better jobs. Wait too long and all they're going to hand you is a mop and a bucket and point you to the toilets.
Well, not only that, you want to be there when there's 5 jobs available. You don't want to be 5 people waiting for that one job because you know what? Then it's going to be easier for them to pick who they want instead of you being the one they pick.
I'd rather someone looking at me going, how much you want? Yeah. I'm like,
I really need someone reliable. Hey,
what you want?
What can I do for you?
So, and of course, I can, this last year, it's been more about if I cut my expenses, if I narrow, if I thin down, keep the business lean and mean, eat less, whatever, just, get away all the big expenditures and think small, for a while, and I've learned how to do that over the years. And running a small business, you learn how to,
Sure.
you
Kind of forced to.
you have to learn how to, work small. That's, I think, the neighbors do. I think that might be Francis.
Another interesting point that I think that's even more important is that if you're going to spend money, which is something I've started doing,
Yeah.
I'm spending it on something that's being considered an asset that's returning me money. So I'm not just spending I bought a computer for mining, but I'm not just buying a computer to play games. It's
Mhm.
actually producing me money. Right now it's at my house, actually producing me money.
So how is that going?
Actually, it's going really good. I just cashed out again. It was like another 20 that I threw into my, account.
Mm-hmm.
And it is Bitcoin, and I convert some of it in algo, and I'm going to let that build up, and I'm going to wait for Bitcoin to spike.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell it out, and I'm going to pay off some debt. So far so good.
Yeah.
I mean, the dip has obviously made everything come down a little bit, but it's still producing money. It's like an ATM.
Now, are you saying you're buying algo?
Yeah. So what I do is, if I do get about 20, I'll take 20 and I'll just take 5. I'll take $5 and just drop it on algo. Like once a week, I've been doing that. So
algo just dropped to 97 cents.
Oh, sweet.
Well, you say that, and I'm going. I just bought.
I'm going to buy more
algo
next
at
week.
like
So
$1.
keep going down.
Yeah, right. I just bought a nice chunk of algo. So, and seeing it drop like that.
But you're still getting 30 cents a day, aren't you?
But yes, I am collecting.
So you're better off
dividend.
getting 30 cents a day at 90 cents than you're at $1.02.
Right. I suppose that is correct.
So either way, it's a good thing.
It's algo is definitely, and obviously, just if we're gonna go look at the big things here, Bitcoin is still wavering.
So
it's at 38.
You know what I heard? I was watching this guy's name is Morris Invest. He's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the recent drop of Bitcoin. They said it was because of something Biden said. And basically they were saying that, which is something we've all known is going to happen. They're looking at more heavily taxing of Bitcoin or just a coin, just, crypto in general.
Taxing Bitcoin.
Well, so, the IRS getting involved to make sure, if you have a transaction of more than 10,000, it has to be automatically reported type of thing, which they do for money as well. So they're looking at, pulling more tax dollars out of crypto, which they should. It's income, in my opinion. It's at some point it does turn to money.
Yeah, but how can is it, is it a luxury tax or is it just typical capital gains?
I'm assuming it's capital gains.
If it's capital gains, why? Okay. Why is it that they're making a special thing out of this? If it's capital gains and it's getting reported.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
So why
how
is that necessary? Well, obviously, someone's figured out how to hide money and send money, buy Bitcoin through a foreign bank or something like that. And I'm sure
that was their concern.
There are those out there, but you know what? Once that money gets, that's the banks. They're a bank. The banks are doing criminal stuff.
Sure.
Meaning, if I were a billionaire and I was hiding money in a bank in Switzerland, that's on them. If that bank wants to do that, if they want to be the bank that hides money for people, it's up, and of course, you're eventually that billionaire lives in the U.S. He's actually going to want to
at some point
spend some of it. And they're smart at hiding. They're smart at hiding. But really for Biden to say we're going to make a special create a task force that's going to go after the no, but when I did my taxes, they want to know what purchases you've done.
Sure.
And of course, last year I didn't do any. It was this year. So, but I remember seeing it in the tax return. This is brand new. This is brand new doing your taxes.
I'd heard about that too.
I use TurboTax, and they ask you the question. It's like, have you made any? Have you made any?
Purchases of
crypto. They actually use cryptocurrency in the terminology. It wasn't just like how is that different than buying Tesla?
It shouldn't be, and that's kind of what they were talking about. They were saying
I'd say
that,
Tesla. I'd say Tesla, Apple, IBM,
whatever,
Disney, whatever
Sure.
you're buying. How is that should be any different?
I don't
You
think
know?
it should. I mean,
Well, because they don't understand it because they're in the
Yeah.
stock market, so
Yeah.
they don't understand it and they think someone's getting away with someone. And you're probably right,
hmm
but they're getting away with it because they're probably using foreign banks and just
Sure.
like anything else.
Yeah.
If I buy through a foreign bank, but I would think even that government is going to like, wait a minute, we're laundering money
Yeah.
for billionaires in the U.S.
We
They're
want a
gonna get
piece of that.
they'll get a piece.
Yeah.
You can't be that stupid.
hmm
So if a government's kind of looking around, going, if you're, these, there's a, between the banks and the billionaires,
hmm
governments, they're getting kind of screwed.
Yeah.
So sure, I can understand this, and right off the bat, just all this, they don't understand it, because they can't control it.
Yeah.
It can't be manipulated.
It's not part of their model.
It can't be investigated
hmm
because it's not like the SEC
hmm
they have governing rights over people investing in the stock market.
Yeah.
So
And transaction IDs and things like that they can track.
So what now? Is it, what can Biden do?
They were talking about just adding a lot to the IRS as far as the amount of people.
Yeah.
Because they say right now there's not enough people to pretty much go after all of it. So they really can't catch all of it, which maybe they'll have a better eye on it. I think that's probably maybe what'll happen. But, so, it should be interesting. And I think, of course, people outside hear that and then they freak out and then they go, oh, no.
I just spent $10 on Bitcoin.
Yeah, they're coming after me.
To get me. Yeah. I like,
I mean, you pay to play as far as I'm concerned. I'm buying Bitcoin. I know at some point in time I'm going to have to pay,
or that
on
kid,
taxes. That's fine.
15 years ago that bought Bitcoin at
I know
20 cents.
Yeah.
And he's like sitting real happy right now going, and the government's going to take 30% of that.
That may freak me out because you got some people out there that has, because I know someone that owns 2 Bitcoin and he bought it when it was like $90.
Yeah.
Now he's holding it. He's not selling it right now, but at some point he may.
At some point, once you sell it, that's the operative word. Once you sell it, then I would think, the companies like Coinbase and they have to do their diligence as well.
Sure.
Otherwise they're laundering money.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do this and I'm going to not track the movement of money, if you're not tracking the movement of money, then you're laundering for somebody. Someone's benefiting from that, and it's not, and then taxes aren't being paid, and then we wind up going, oh, all right, I see. So if you can do it as long as you get away with it. Okay, so
until then,
right?
Yeah.
Until they say no. But Biden saying this is, I don't know.
I think it just spooked a little bit of people. And that's it.
I think there's a lot of people out there going, yeah, we're going to look into that because we don't trust it because we don't understand it. And that's a common conversation I have when I talk to anybody over the age of 50 about Bitcoin.
Right.
I don't understand that, which means I think something's wrong, something shady going on.
It's not real.
It's not real. It's fake money. It's whatever. And I'm like, well, I can't really think of anything that isn't, it isn't. I don't know.
Clear as day, right?
Yeah.
But no, it should be interesting to see how it goes, But I'm still moving forward with it. I'm still looking at my LLC to get that started.
Well,
trying to get all that stuff together and take it under a business instead of under personal. Hopefully be able to manage it a little bit better.
Cardano dipped a little bit. I see.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Joining the ranks.
$1.64.
What was the top end on that?
Cardano, I don't think Cardano really breached. I can look in the last month, and looks like 227 it breached.
Okay.
That was probably an all-time high.
But it came from what?
230, 238, 239. Looks like that's its all-time high because I don't see, go back a year and everything. That was just, and of course that's in May, the big push in May, I guess.
Okay.
May Day. But yeah, it looks like Cardano breached at 289, but
nice.
It would have been my brother buying it at $1 and selling it for 289, and then it drops a minute later.
Hopefully
he's the
we need to get him back on here.
You know, if I'm heat miser, he's coal miser, and something happens about coal miser, he definitely to the victor, to the victor of the spoils. He definitely has a Midas touch. So. Or just telling me about the wins and not the losses.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Funny how people like to do that.
Yeah.
Talk about the wins and not the losses. So anyway, so yeah, the any updates in the whole worthy bonds and things like that?
No, and I keep seeing updates on Facebook from them, but none of them are the ones I want to see. The last, because I do ping them every so often.
Right.
The last thing they told me is they have several offerings in the works, but they're waiting for the Florida stamp.
Oh yeah, well,
in the last go around, they were pretty much yanked around, and they were like, "Well, you didn't send in, page number 5, so we
it's sitting
can't
on somebody's desk right now.
Yeah, probably
in a stack of papers.
Probably.
With
She
the
did
stamp
say
that's
though
right up.
that the good thing about it is they've raised the limit.
Yeah.
So when it does get approved, there will be plenty of bonds available to purchase.
No kidding.
So yeah, I mean, it was like 50 before, and I think it's like 75 million now, I think is what she said. So I can't wait because it's an easy mechanism. It earns 5%, which is easy to get if you're,
make 6 with
true
Algorand, and with the opportunity to double your money.
Double, yeah. Well, it's kind of it's pretty. I consider it pretty safe. So it's a good place to kind of if I'm going to put it, I'm not going to put it in the bank account. I've already put it there.
Yeah.
It takes about 4 days to get it, so it's fairly lucrative.
Yeah.
And it's for me, it's a worthwhile thing. Yeah. I was able to get it up, and God, I was making almost 50 cents a day.
Yeah.
I had $3,000 in there. And
a little bit better than 30 cents a day. But,
Well, I had $3,000 in there too.
Yeah.
But it took a while to build that up. But it was, for me, it was easy. I like watching money grow daily. That's kind of my thing now. I like to look and see that something grew.
Otherwise, I mean, across the board, everything has been really stagnant. And I look at the change, and all I see is red, which means negative. Which means all these coins have changed to the negative since yesterday. And it's
a lot of my stocks are in the green though.
It's brutal. It's just seems like every one of these coins. Looks like Civic is for Coinbase, Civic is the one that's up 4%.
Okay.
I'm into Civic, but it wasn't really sexy for me.
I did read a article. I think it was yesterday.
Ampleforth. What's that? It's a governance token. Ampleforth.
No, I haven't heard of that one.
15%.
Wow.
Yeah.
What if that's one of those NFTs or whatever those new things are out there?
I've never seen it before. EOS is up 8%.
Yeah, I've heard of that, but I don't have anything.
Every single other coin in here is
tanked,
going negative, dropping, usually around 5 to 10%. So it's just not pleasant, you know. And I'm still okay, but because I bought, back in January,
bought in a decent time,
a really good time. So
you got a window there.
I haven't flattened, but it's still, I liked that growth that was happening, and of course, I don't know. Is this going to be it for a while? Is this going to be?
I don't think so.
Is this going to?
I think it'll settle and then it'll
bounce
grow
up again.
I think so. I think so.
So are we looking at weeks, days, weeks, or months?
That's the difficult part because it could even be years.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
That could be the cycle it was put into, but I don't think so. I think it's going to probably settle out, and then people will start getting comfortable again.
Yeah.
And then they'll start buying again. I heard that Doge is prime for another breakout.
Where is Doge right now?
It's still in the 33 range, so it's not like it's not dipped down anywhere near where it was.
Yeah, but it dipped.
It dipped.
Dipped. It was living in the 40 cents for a while.
It was, yeah.
And then it dipped.
But what it is it's hitting this point, and when it hits a certain point and it breaks through, it should go up. So we'll see how it goes. All of them will do that.
I'm still waiting for Doge to come to Coinbase, and still nothing.
I haven't seen a date yet, so I'm not sure how long it takes them to do that. I don't know what's involved, for them to actually list a coin on their or their platform. I'm not sure how that works. It's probably
Ooh,
agreements
yeah.
and
Doge is at 33 cents right now.
yeah,
The last
that's where it was earlier today. I think.
in the last 24 hours, it dropped 2 pennies. In the last week, it's dropped 8 cents. In the last month, I think its all-time high was 73 cents.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remind me.
73 cents. And then that was a roller coaster week.
Could you imagine if I had the entire
Let's not even
51,000
imagine.
shares I had before I sold them
reading,
at 73?
It's like reading the lottery winnings from last night. If I only picked those 6 numbers,
That's right.
In exact order with the double whatever thing,
the modifier.
Yeah.
Give me more. Give me more.
Goodness.
I did good though. I'm not complaining.
Well,
I'm not complaining.
yeah. And this might be the thing, go in, I'm going to take a different look at it this year since it is so volatile. It goes up, it comes down. So I might actually start riding waves and pulling out profit when I see it.
I'm actually thinking about trying a couple of penny stocks.
Yeah.
Me and a guy I work with, we were just talking about that today, because he was asking me about some different stocks. So I pulled them up when we were looking at them. I was kind of showing him, what to look for.
Right.
And I was like, we got a ton of stuff around here that we probably going to throw away that we could recycle. We could just take that money and then plow it into something and see how it goes.
Right.
Start with something small. Put $100,
Have you gotten any farther? You told me a couple of days ago about a opportunity. Are you getting any farther with that?
So next Tuesday, I have a meeting.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a two-pronged meeting because I was more interested in promoting the product.
Right.
But we're going to go into it as I'm going to go through the process as if I'm prospecting to use the product as well.
Yeah.
So I can see the full brunt on both sides of how the product works.
It's more of a debt management product.
Yeah, it's actually, I was watching another video because she had sent me a different video that I didn't have, which is on YouTube. I'll have to grab a link to it because I watched, and again, all their videos I've seen so far, but people that do marketing, if they know how to do it right, they can make anything look impressive. The video is really impressive. If it really does what it says it can do,
yeah, I
think it's probably not a bad thing. The question is, I don't know how expensive it is. I'll be honest. I don't even know that yet. But if the cost comparison to what it can do for me makes sense, I may go for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing it now on my own.
We're being cryptic only because
I don't have all the info.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have all the info yet.
But it is a program that helps you manage your debt and get you paid early.
It's designed to at all times optimally tell you what's the next step to do to manage your money to the point where you will pay off your debt extremely faster. And it gives you almost to the month to day. Now, what changes if, you go, my car broke down, I had to fix it. You have to put that in the program. It readjusts because it says, all right, you've added money to this pile now. Now you have to pay it off at some point. So the video was pretty slick to show all the scenarios that, that could come up. And they were kind of throwing a handful in there, but I was rather impressed with it. So I'll find out on Tuesday.
Okay.
And hopefully I'll have more information. And I think it's you buy it once type of deal.
Yeah.
And you have it for life. So as you keep going down the line, when you get out of debt, you can, show how you're building your wealth in there as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'll be interested to see the outcome of that.
Yeah, I am too. I may see it and go, yeah, it's not, what I thought it was. And, it sounded good, but from the initial looks at it, it really looks impressive.
No kidding.
So we'll see. I kind of look for that kind of stuff. I always look for that advantage.
Okay. Well, yeah, Doge. Wait for Doge to get back to Coinbase.
And of course, my LLC. I'm still looking at that. I'm batting a couple different ideas around. I'm not sure which route I'm gonna go. I know I can do most of it myself, but I'm also looking at some other business platforms that I may get into. So it may cost me a little more money to set it up.
Yeah.
But I think it has some advantages. So I'm kind of weighing those options as well.
All right.
So we're going to see how that goes.
I got to stop looking at my portfolio.
Yeah. He's getting sad over there. Like a little puppy dog over there.
A little depressing. doing so well, and
I would like to do that within the next 6 months. Though.
Yeah.
Heck or high water, I would like to get it done in the next 6 months. So we'll see. I'll keep plowing forward with it, and
Okay.
we'll go from there.
Okay. I was going to probably maybe even spend this last couple of minutes, but then I closed down the program. So let me see if I
You
can
can see if it
jump
gets your
in.
video up. I like to see it. I haven't seen it.
I
In a while.
was gonna-
I don't know if I saw the finished product. I saw what you were working
Yeah.
on, but so what we're talking about is you got a promo coming up. You're creating a video for your.
Oops, we don't want that.
Oh,
Definitely don't want
thought
that. to
someone, like,
pop up.
connected.
All right, so share. I'm gonna share a video. We can talk through it because there's no sound. There's some sound effects
Okay.
and whatnot. But,
Sure.
this it?
And this was actually made here, right in your studio.
Yeah. So just to kind of set it up, we've opened up a new, well, some of the services we opened at our studio has their filmmaking sets.
Mhm.
And recently we built a bar scene because when I'm shooting indie films, short films, features, whatever,
Never know what they're going to
the hardest thing is walking into somebody's business and say, "Will you let me film my film here?
be. Yeah.
Would you close down so that I
Mhm.
could come in with a bunch of people and
Mhm.
not, and not spend money here, but
Mhm.
So sometimes they're very friendly to filmmakers and say, "Great, come on in."
Sure.
And then sometimes they're just like, "Come on, I'm running the business
Yeah.
here, Yeah, give me
$600.
$1,000
Yeah.
and I'll let you do whatever you want for a few hours." And so we there's a group of filmmakers out there that we've been doing things and creating sets. I've created a jail cell. I've created a multitude of sets, an
Hospital
office scene,
bed, you
a
got all kinds
hospital
of stuff.
room. So let me see if this is actually going to open.
Crashed last time, didn't it?
Well,
It
I
was too big or
tried to
something.
open the 4K file, and StreamYard
Oh.
said, "No, not
Gotcha.
today." So,
Gotcha.
but I'm not sure it's really going to happen. So we'll, and of course, it's thinking hard, but hardly thinking. Anyway, so that might be it for the day.
We'll get it ready for next time.
I'll figure out how to get it to us next week. But you know what?
Well, you're gonna post it at some point, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's coming out on Facebook. We'll post it on YouTube, Facebook, whatnot.
what we can do is we can put a little note in the stream so people go back and check it out.
Look at this.
Hey, look at there.
Let's go with it. And
Nice.
so yeah, so it's a scene. I'm playing a bartender here in this scene. My camera
Here's
guy,
our ghost.
my camera guy Trevor. Yeah, that was our ghost from earlier in the show. So this is actually a set. It's not a real bar. It's a set, and we decided, I need to put a sample out there. There was no light switch there.
No,
that was a fake.
A nice click.
And
good camera. And actually, the noises of the chair, everything, it's all added after.
We did
a pretty good job.
It's the magic of making movies. And so, yeah, I am not an actor, but I do play one on TV.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a little 2-minute clip. It's we've since shot another film, a short film with actors and dialogue and script and on the same set. So we're actually going to probably even premiere that maybe next week.
Nice.
Show you what it looked like. So that was actually water, not vodka, but water, and it's just there to show the other filmmakers that can't just come by here and look. So we give them a good peek. But yeah, we built that set incredibly cheap, and it looks pretty good. Other than getting better bar stools.
Should have seen the mess we had out back.
Yeah. So anyway, and again, not vodka. So that's it. I will.
Awesome job. I like it.
I will. Yeah, good job to Trevor for filming it, and he did the editing as well, and the sound, the Foley mixing afterwards. And Trevor did a great job.
Yeah, it looks
and yeah. So I've been talking a lot today. My voice is about 10 octaves lower.
Uh
I could actually do voiceovers now.
oh.
Look out, James Earl Jones. I can hear it in my voice. Like I could really go deep, and so
Luke,
that
I'm your
means
father.
I'm tired, and it's after 8 o'clock, and we're done for the night,
I
folks.
think that's time.
Thanks for watching. Again, check out our. Oh crap! It's here somewhere. Check out our
Check out our audio podcast.
Etsy, our bonfire, our Anchor. Go to anchor.fm and just listen whenever you're in the car. Get tired of listening to music. Listen to our voices talking about business, talking about side hustle, talking about multiple streams of income, talking about crypto and all those things that
in between,
and trying to kind of etch out a living wage.
Yep.
Because if you got a shit-paying job, pardon my French, if you got a crappy job, and you're gonna have to make up the difference somewhere, right?
That's true.
So yeah,
or you do without a lot of stuff.
Cut your expenses. Start doing without. Get the crappy job. Get a positive cash flow going in the bank.
Yeah.
And then start looking at side hustle and other types of business to make money at the end of the day.
Side hustles can be fun, and you could also find something you really want to do.
It's just smart. It's just smart. So if you're not gonna go get 3 jobs, 3 little part-time weekender jobs,
which is not fun, by the way.
Go make cookies and sell them at the farmer's market. Do whatever you got to do to scratch out a little extra income, because no one's just gonna hand it to you.
No
one's.
I've done the 2 full-time jobs before. It's just no fun.
All right, so that's all we got. Thanks for joining us. Check us out on anchor.fm or any podcasting site. Look for Modern Day Thrive.
You guys have an awesome night.
That's it. We out. Good night.